What's up, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Annie Lennox, and we're returning to Diva 1992. Thank you again to Phil. And the next tune is Stay By Me, which feels like it is a phrase likely to be in the context of a romantic interpersonal relationship, maybe with the implication, if not exactly the explicit denotation, that the other person is at least considering leaving or breaking up or separating or going elsewhere, because otherwise you wouldn't need to say it, right? I suppose you could say or request someone stay by you when you're perfectly together and things are all right, but it's a phrase more likely to have significance in a situation in which there's at least the possibility of someone going elsewhere. And of course, going elsewhere, leaving, separating, I feel like that would function very well on both a physical level and, of course, psycho-emotionally. So let's see what it is in practice. This is Annie Lennox. The tune is Stay By Me, and it's from her 1992 album, Diva. lovely tune. There's so much to say. I'm going to try to keep it all in my frontal brain here. But okay, number one, the Sonics. I do love, in particular, the blending of that flute or some type of woodwind with the bells or chimes, because the flute gave it a bit of this world music, we're out in nature type of feel, and then the chimes have this sort of elegant, beautiful, almost celestial type of quality. And then we've got this very early 90s down-tempo trip-hop, not quite R&B, but somewhere in that territory, which, again, I think is very indicative of a lot of music, not only like music I remember from the early 90s, but as I've been going through different catalogs, I think of Madonna's catalog, where, her 80s stuff has this, kind of synth pop, bright and colorful type of sound, and then a lot of the stuff from the early 90s, the first half of the 90s, has more of this R&B, down-tempo, like trip-hop meets soul, like somewhere in that Venn diagram. This was a bit different, and again, especially that flute gave it more of this world music, out in nature type of feel, but the percussion, the beat, and the drum sonics had a bit of that early 90s flavor. But yeah, so I thought that all came together very well. I think Annie's voice is beautiful. In general, I say that, but on this track, and a couple times where she does some extensions, not like crazy extensions with, big flourishes, but fitting to the atmosphere of the tune. Again, sort of a mellow vibe, but still elegant and very melodically pleasing. So yeah, a great performance from Annie vocally. And so lyrically, right away it jumps out at me. She's saying like, stay by me and, make this moment last. So I'm like, okay, like I'm narrowing in, like temporally, and like I'm seeing them, holding each other, being intimate and not wanting that moment to come to an end. Even if it's like, he has to go to work, or like he has to, he wants to get up and, go do something else. And she's saying like, don't do that yet. Like, make this moment last. Stay here. Be present in the moment emotionally and physically. And then she's talking about how like, we stumble, we falter, but we're just like, we're not different from anybody else. So it's like she's saying like, yeah, sometimes we have our difficulties, but we're very human. We're not like exceptional in that regard. It's not like things aren't working. That's just, everybody's kind of like that, and couples are like that. So then I'm viewing Stay By Me on a slightly longer timeline and a sort of larger context, not just the moment, but overall. And she's saying like, when things get difficult, when things aren't always a bed of roses, still stay by me. So it feels like the layering was multiple, and it was, again, physical in the moment, but also psycho-emotional on a longer term. At least that's how I took it. So let me know if I am missing some detail here, but that seemed to be the essence of the lyrics. And yeah, another beautiful tune, and one that, as I said, because of that flute in particular, felt a bit, outside the bounds of, like, even like art pop in a more narrow sense. Like, it felt like, again, it was incorporating, something that had like a, I don't know, like Andean, but, something with a flavor that's, whether it's from, the flute music from the Andes, or, it just felt more like world music. So again, maybe that's just my ears and brain. Maybe I'm kind of extrapolating too far in that regard, but that's kind of the vibe that I got. But as I said, I love that flute mixed with those bells or chimes. It was a really nice synchronization of some different melodic elements. In any case, let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.